What's up, everybody? Just wanted to talk to you guys real quick about going to Puerto Rico during this whole coronavirus situation. The trip was fun, and don't get me wrong, I had an absolute blast there, but I really didn't get to experience all the cool touristy stuff that people keep telling me to do, like going to Luminescent Bay or Mosquito Bay, going to Calibra or Vieques, the islands. I don't really know how to say it. As you guys have figured out, I don't really know how to say a lot of things. But yeah, it's just wanted to give you guys kind of my experience of going there and just trying to do as much as we can while we were there. So a lot of things are shut down. Couldn't go on the island trips, couldn't go like the Yakahu Towers in the rainforest. But the cool thing about the rainforest, like right now, was there were no crowds. There were no crowds whatsoever. A lot of times the places we were in, there were maybe 2 or 3 other people that were in there at the same time as us. Like, and the video, you can see we walk up to the waterfall, there's people walking off, and then there's like 2 or 3 people that were in front of us. We get to the towers, there was another couple that was there with us as well. Same with like the Baño Grande. There weren't a lot of people there and that made it nice because we didn't have to fight to get in places. Like if we wanted to go out and take pictures of stuff, like we were right there, we didn't have to wait in line for it. A lot of the big tours won't start back up until the 11th. So as I'm filming this, today's the 9th, so I just missed it. I just got in from Puerto Rico. Just got in, flew into Miami, and got to my hotel room, and just kind of wanted to film this to let you guys know like my experience of it. Like we couldn't rent jet skis, there were no party boats in this one, but we did get to do a lot of cool stuff. Like I said, the rainforest was awesome. We hit a bunch of beaches, and a lot of the beaches where like there was nobody really there. So that was very, very enjoyable. Like we didn't have to fight for a spot. Mostly because there were no spots to really fight for. You weren't allowed to just hang out on the beach. Like if you weren't getting in the water, you pretty much couldn't be there. So like you had to be doing like a sporting activity like volleyball. There were people playing volleyball on the beach. There were people running on the beach. For us, we just went out and swam. And so we didn't have any issues. But the cops at a lot of the places where like if you had chairs out or if you were just lounging on the beach on a towel, they told you to get up and put the chairs up, put the towels up, to leave pretty much, or do something. So that was like the only exception. That's why we didn't have any issues like hanging out on the beach. So when you land on the island, you have to either present a COVID test, negative or positive. If you're negative, you're put into the system and you're free to move about. If you're positive, you have to quarantine for 14 days and then provide a negative test. Or if you don't have a test, you have to quarantine for 14 days. Luckily for me, I didn't have my test when I landed, but I got my test results like 2 hours later. So I was in the clear. So happy for that. There were generally just not a lot of people out. I think like it's so strict over there. Like you have to wear masks everywhere. Like everywhere. You walk down the sidewalk, no one around you. You have to have a mask on. In the Barachino video, the old San Juan video, which I'll link to right here, if you were going to take a drink, you had to pop one side off, take a sip, and then pop the mask back on. Like you couldn't have the mask off until you got your food. Not everywhere was like that. A lot of places just made you have it on until you got your food or your drink. And then once you got your drink, you were good to pop it off, which is what we did in a lot of places. So on Sundays, the island is pretty much shut down completely. You can go to the pharmacy, you can go to the grocery store. No restaurants were open for dine-in eating, but you could get your food to go. I don't know why I keep counting. Or order like Uber Eats or something. That was all there. It's just that the island was pretty much dead on Sundays. And after 7 in the restaurants, like during the week, they stopped serving alcohol. So that's just a quick rundown of the Puerto Rico experience. It wasn't terrible. Like I said, we were still able to go out and do stuff. There were a lot of like local places when we went to Loza, which we found out was like the traditional area of Puerto Rico. It's like, the guy said it was like the most traditional area on the island. Pretty awesome food, super badass, super nice people. But yeah, we went there and there were a lot of places that were just shut down because like there's not a lot of tourists going. I mean, we saw a couple other touristy people, but for the most part, it wasn't busy. One of the waiters said that usually that area of Puerto Rico is, it's like New York, like it never sleeps, like it's wall-to-wall people like 24/7. They said they opened it up on July 4th and the cases spiked like crazy, so they shut it down. But all in all, wasn't a bad trip, super easy. My next adventure is Jamaica, and I'll kind of go into the craziness of trying to get there. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got some useful information from it. And if you liked it, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and leave a comment, man. If you're traveling during COVID, like I am, or at least attempting to, let me know how it's going for you. We'll talk to you in the next one.